till further notice. That is who we are. If you're listening to us on Spotify, Google Pods, Apple Pods, the fan favorite Breaker. Or Anchor, appreciate it. Shout out Anchor for helping us get the podcast together. If you're watching us on YouTube,
Yeah, that's a company man right there.
Yeah,
that's a company man.
Come on now. If you're watching us on YouTube, appreciate it. And if you're with us on IG Live, welcome in. I'd like to first formally apologize for my NFL picks.
Yeah, really. Holy shit! Wow.
We
and
will
smoking it this season. And I was looking through your picks like last night before I got in bed, and I was just like, wow.
And it's not even like they were bad picks. They were
they were bad picks. They
ended up being not good. Picks. Like, sorry for picking the Vikings over the Cowboys, and like sorry for picking the Lions over the Panthers with their second string. Lions
Panthers. That was a game that was always going to be kind of like I don't know about a crapshoot, but like a game where it's like you really don't know who's going to win that game. And that's the reason why I don't really get into the whole picking game by game.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like obviously you've been doing it the whole season. Like, you got to finish it out now. But I'm not going to start making picks halfway through when it obviously is going to be me Saturday afternoon, realistically, just like looking through the schedule and be like, yeah, sure, the Lions.
I can't see out of my left eye. So we'll get right to the games. Thursday Night Football. It's always interesting doing these Monday shows. It was a banger of a game, but it was almost a week ago at this point. But it was a really good game. Seattle ends up taking it 28-21, a huge game for them. So they moved to 7-3. They have a game advantage now on the Cardinals. They at least split the season series.
Well, that's the single biggest part of this game to me. Obviously, outside the W for Seattle, they had to split this series with Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
That was as close to a must-win game as Seattle's going to have till they get to the playoffs. I mean, barring a collapse and they literally need a win to get into the playoffs, like week 16, week 17. Mm-hmm. This was probably the biggest game Seattle had left on their calendar. I mean, I guess it depends on how much you think LA should scare the Seahawks. Personally, I don't think they should be that worried about them.
Head to head, they should. But if you're going to be worried about one team out of the Rams and Cardinals, it's going to be the Cardinals.
It's going to be the Cardinals. Exactly.
Yeah, a better team. A lot of this, how much of this had to do with Kyler's shoulder? Because he did hurt his shoulder really early in the game. I think it was the first drive.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the Seahawks should have smoked them by more. There was that.
How can you say that though?
Okay, there was that hold on DK Metcalf on a 60-yard completion that wasn't really a hold. And then also,
but you can't get into what should have been called in the NFL. If we really want to talk about that, then we would never stop talking about this Thursday Night Football game.
Well, also, I'm not really complaining because I played against Metcalf in our league, but that one ball that hit him right in the face.
That was funny.
That was hilarious.
That happens.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's one of those things where he just did someone get a hand through his line of vision at the last second?
No.
I was saying somehow he lost track of the ball.
He tweeted out hey Kyler, thanks for that fastball or something. Not Kyler. Thanks for us for that fastball or something. I guess he was just late to react.
I would have caught it.
It was a complete team performance for the Hawks, which we hadn't seen in a while. I don't know. It's hard to make something of this game just because Kyler's shoulder was affecting him. I'm not taking anything away from Seattle.
Until it takes him out of the game, I can't chalk that up to I can't. If it's not serious enough to take him out of the game, then you can't really look at it as a factor. Was he probably a little sore, not operating 100%? Yeah, probably. Mm-hmm. But if it was really such an issue that he couldn't if Cliff Kingsbury and the Cardinals and their whole medical staff thought that he couldn't run the offense and throw the ball as well as he needed to, they would have taken him out.
Yeah.
There's sure. You talk about toughness in the NFL. What we were talking about with Drew Brees and his fucking 11 fractures in his ribs. Can we talk about that for a hot second?
No, it's the Taysom Hill show now.
Oh, it is the Taysom Hill show. We'll talk about that. I mean, if it was so bad that Kyler couldn't throw the ball well enough to stay in the game, then yeah, that's a story. But because he stayed in the game the entirety of the game, you really can't spend too much time talking about how much did Kyler's shoulder affect him. Yeah, it probably hurt, but playing in the NFL is really difficult. You're going to get the shit kicked out of you. You're going to be uncomfortable.
Kyler should have played baseball.
Sure. Kyler played baseball, he'd be in like AA, like Hattiesburg, Mississippi right now, doing some bullshit. Well, he wouldn't be doing anything right now, but like
he wouldn't be the Rail Riders or something.
Yeah.
It's interesting because for the Seahawks, like the whole like let Russ cook campaign and everything like that, stop just running the ball like 25, 30 times a game. They looked so much better on offense with a competent running back there.
They've been missing Chris Carson for 4 weeks now. Like there was,
even besides Chris Carson, like it's Carlos Hyde is their backup, and he looked great for them last week. He looked good for them before he went down himself. I mean, having Bo Scarborough.
There's also a reason Carlos Hyde has bounced around to 4 teams in the last 3 years.
Yeah. No, he's not great, but like
I'm saying Chris Carson is clearly their number one back when everyone's healthy, and when they're doing what they want to do, Chris Carson is heavily involved in that offense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't really want to rely on Bo Scarborough and DJ Dallas.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I think getting Chris Carson back will be huge for them.
Yeah.
And for my fantasy team. But
yeah, that's fun. I had a big fantasy week myself.
We'll get into it. Hey, you're the one who said you got a hard cap when you got to be out of here.
I got a hard cap, yeah.
If you want to talk fantasy football, I'm more than happy to talk.
We'll save it to the end. All right. Next game. Titans Ravens.
Well, I wish Nolan hadn't deleted his Instagram, man. He would have been loving this.
Battle of 2 6-3 teams. I thought the Ravens were going to pull this one out. I thought it was a big bounce back opportunity for them. I think the Titans are still really good, but I thought the Ravens were going to come out firing.
What we wrote on our rundown at the top of the bullets for this game was just a huge opportunity for the Ravens to exercise some demons that they had stuck in Tennessee, and they didn't get it done. They came damn close.
And then after that, we put yikes LMAO.
Yeah.
It's rough. Like the big talk with the Ravens is they can't win from behind. Like they can't even come back into games. They were ahead in this game and they just let it slip away from them.
Lamar needs to figure something out. Like Lamar has regressed. I wouldn't say regressed. Lamar, I go back and forth on whether or not I think it's Lamar has regressed as a passer or if NFL defenses have got a year of tape and the Baltimore staff. I am inclined to lean the latter, that the Ravens and Lamar obviously need to kind of figure out what defenses figured out about their offense from 2019, excuse me. Like those huge windows that Lamar Jackson was hitting Marquise Brown in last year, his MVP season, not there anymore. I mean, Marquise Brown's not helping him out. He had 3 drops, I think, in this game last week. They've got to figure something out. Is it, simplify things, get back to some of the short passing game? I don't really know. There's a reason I'm not an offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. I'm just
a scout expert.
Exactly. They've got to figure something out because the deep shots aren't there anymore. And
it's a huge combination
part of their offense.
A huge combination of everything. I mean, Lamar said, was it last week or 2 weeks ago that, defenses are calling out their plays at the line.
Yeah. And 2 weeks ago, I think now.
I think that's not really on Lamar, I would say. I'd say that's more on their coaching staff, right? That like, if they know what plays you're going to go to, figure out other plays. It's not that hard.
One thing
actually, it is very hard.
It is difficult. I think one thing the Rams do so well, what Sean McVay gets a ton of credit for, is they do such a good job of not even disguising plays, but making all their plays look similar.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was, especially the year they lost to the Pats in the Super Bowl, it was like you look at like the pre-snap formations of the Rams plays in the playoffs, like 70% of their plays or something stupid like that. I don't remember the exact number. Were run out of the same 4 pre-snap looks. So it's like you're looking at the same thing pre-snap every snap, and you just don't know what's going to come. Yeah. I think Baltimore clearly needs to go back into that playbook and switch things up for this back half. Not even back half, 5 games, 6 games of the season.
I mean, is it? What do they need to do more? Do they need more talent, or do they need to switch things up? Because, I mean, look, let's go through it, right? Their offensive line got worse, right?
Apparently John Wall has not requested a trade also, according to Mr. Wojnarowski.
Breaking news.
I think they've just got to I think they've kind of got to take some things out, put some new looks in, give defenses a second to pause. Because like you said, where Lamar was talking about defenses calling their plays out, clearly, they're not stressing defenses like they were in 2019.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they lost 2 offensive linemen from last year, one of the best lines in the league.
Clearly not hurting their run game, though. They're still the number 1 running team in the NFL.
Yeah, but it's not, I don't know the margins of how much better they were last year than this year, but they're not as good this year running the ball.
They're not as good. You're right, but they are still the best running team in the NFL. That's kind of the confusing thing. It's like the numbers aren't all that bad. Like they're not terribly concerning for Baltimore, but they're not so where they were last year.
And I mean, look, they had no improvement in the receiving core. Like Mark Andrews.
I think I was saying this 2 weeks ago, maybe even 3 weeks ago.
Mark Andrews is the only receiver you trust.
Exactly. They need someone better than Hollywood as their number one wide receiver.
Des Bryant.
Lamar Jackson.
What?
That was Lamar Jackson's not a quarterback joke.
Oh, okay.
Ha ha ha! Yay, funny. No,
that actually was funny.
Thank you. I think that's got to be their number one priority in the draft this year is find Lamar some more help offensively
or trade for someone. I don't know what their draft picks look like.
Probably good. Baltimore's so good about acquiring picks.
Yeah, it's true.
Whatever it is, they've got to be looking draft, free agency, trades. Sign a man off the street from somewhere. Like, find some more help for Lamar offensively.
And I mean, on the other side of the ball, Tennessee did a great job on offense. They were stifled for the first half, kind of came back in the second quarter, but then I think they outscored Baltimore like 11-3 in the fourth quarter.
I mean, that's one score.
Yeah. No, I know. I know.
That's not like, oh my God, they got smoked in the fourth. That's like, okay.
Well, no, the 11 isn't the part that's sticking out. It's the 3 for the Baltimore offense. But this Titans defense was a huge question mark. And their offense, I saw this stat. I don't have it up, but it was Tannehill struggling against the blitz. And that was what he had been doing so well at the beginning of the season. And the Titans and the Ravens, their defense, a huge blitz heavy team. I thought they were just going to run away with this one. I thought it was going to be like potentially. I thought it was going to potentially be a double-digit game. I was really buying into the Ravens just being.
Did you bet on it?
No, I didn't because I wasn't.
So how much? So I guess you were okay. That's what I was going to get to. I was like,
yeah,
it was going to be a blowout either way.
I saw the scenario. I saw the scenario. Where the Ravens were just like, well, fuck this. Like we gotta smoke them, and they didn't. They did not. They
didn't get smoked. They got beat. They lost in overtime. I wouldn't.
A team like the Ravens loses, they got smoked.
I disagree there. Last point on this game, it's time to worry in Baltimore. Like they've got to figure something out. I don't know what it is, but like they haven't had their bye. Have they had their bye yet?
Yeah.
They got to figure something out. Like I don't know if you need to like. I don't know if you need like take a day off of practice. I don't know if you need to like bring in a pastor, bring in like a motivational speaker. Like they're not John Harbaugh and his staff.
You saw him not shake for his hand.
That was so shitty also. I hate that.
That's a salty man right there.
Just shake his hand. Like I don't care if you're furious. Shake his hand.
Yeah, he waved him off, and Vrabel was like, "Okay,
like be the bigger man. Shake the dude's hand. Go into the locker room and break something. Like just shake his hand. Come on."
And Titans just owning the Ravens the last 2 games. Obviously, last time was in the divisional matchup. I mean, Baltimore's going to make the playoffs probably.
They're not in playoff contention right now.
Yeah, their next couple games: Pittsburgh on Thanksgiving Day. Dallas, Cleveland, Jacksonville, the Giants, and Cincinnati. They should win.
Maybe that's what Baltimore needs is the motivation of like going out and taking the O from Pittsburgh. Your divisional rival, like if you're going to get up for something, it's going to be to ruin Pittsburgh's perfect season.
And if you can't get up for that, then I don't. Yeah.
Well, if they don't get up for that, then all of a sudden the Ravens are 7-5 and like very worried about a playoff spot.
Yeah, very worried. They should go 5-0 in the last 5, but we will see. We talked about being a very top-heavy schedule, and that's what it lived up to. The next game, Packers-Colts. We'll talk about a team kind of blowing it. Packers.
You're really coming in with the hot takes for teams that lost in overtime this week. Jesus.
I say blowing because they were up double digits, and they scored 3 points in the second half. Like I get it. Indy's defense is very good, but you're the Packers. Like you got to score more than 3 points in the second half.
Well, I think this. I think this. I don't know. I think what I was going to say is that I think this looks a lot better for Indy because they showed like coming into this game. We talked about it the last time Aaron Rodgers played a really good defense in Tampa, got locked up, like worst game of the season for him. Coming into this Indy game, Indy is arguably better, not even arguably, statistically was the number 1 defense in the league coming into this week. Aaron Rodgers looked really good against them, especially in the first half. And going into halftime, this honestly seemed to me like a game where the Packers feed Aaron Jones in the second half. Rodgers converts on a couple third downs. Maybe, you hit Devontae Adams for like a 50-yard bomb. That's certainly not out of the question. Seemed to me like a game the Packers could have run away with. But what I was going to say is that more than the Packers blowing it, I think this was an incredible response from Indy. I mean, my big question about the Colts this season was like, who is their guy on offense when the Colts need to come out in the second half and put up points? Like, do I really love a 38-year-old
Pascal?
Do I really love a 38-year-old Phillip Rivers throwing the ball 40 times a game? Yeah. Do I really love a 12-man running back committee running the ball? Not really. Do I really love T.Y. Hilton as my number one wide receiver? Third time, not really.
That's Michael Pittman at this point. I don't know.
Point being, they don't really have that guy. But clearly the sum of the parts is greater than the whole. Like, they got it done against what has been. The Packers haven't been like an elite level offense, but they've been, the top 7, top 8 offense all season long. And when you've got Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and Aaron Jones with touching the ball, like, you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, this is a top 10 offense in the league. It's one of the better offenses. The big question was, how was Indy going to stifle Green Bay and make them uncomfortable? Because Indy doesn't blitz a lot. And that was the big thing, is that, the Bucs ran the Packers out the gym because they were able to just blitz the shit out of them. And the Colts were able to make them uncomfortable. And again, their defense is that good that they don't blitz. They're like
number one defense in the league.
They're bottom 5 in the league, and they're like, we don't care. We don't have to blitz you.
If it ain't broke, man.
The defense is legit, but I agree with you. We learned more about Indy. Just their offense was able to keep pace. I think Pittman's up over 50 yards last 3 games. Jonathan Taylor had a fantastic game. Nyheim Hines, basically a receiver at this point.
He only had 2 catches, I think.
No. Well, he had that huge catch on third down to set up the game-winning field goal, I think. Yeah, in OT.
I thought he only had like 2 catches. But Jonathan Taylor got like 20-something touches.
Yeah. I don't think Nyheim Hines had that.
I've got my phone like up against my laptop screen to hold the live up, and I'm trying to like navigate these tabs without moving my phone. Very difficult.
Oh man.
I don't know. I'm not going to find it now. But
all right. But anyway, yeah, complete game. Yeah,
my dude Jose coming in all the way from Spain. I love it.
Hell yeah. Glad you could tune in.
Glad you're watching, Jose. I miss you, bro.
Next game hasn't been played yet. Obviously, Monday Night Football, Rams at Tampa Bay. The big matchup is the Rams pass defense, Tampa Bay's offensive line, and then can Goff do anything against that Tampa defense?
I don't know what to make about Jared Goff. Like I want to like bash him more than I do. Or like I want to. All right, let me restart that. I want to sit up here and just like shit on Jared Goff. Like I want to believe that he's a terrible quarterback. He's not. Like I think really what happened with Jared Goff is that he got really lucky in the Rams bringing in Sean McVay and that offense just taking the league by storm and Jared Goff executing it tremendously. And as we always talk about, all you can do as a quarterback is execute the game plan. Like if you're a game manager, which gets thrown around as such a bad term, which obviously we love game managers. Jared Goff executed the game plan damn well in that Super Bowl run. Mm-hmm. And then got the bag big time. Can't be mad at him about that. Yeah. But then I think there was a little bit, he got overhyped and that's no fault of his own. Mm-hmm. Like if you look at what Jared Goff was doing for that 2018 Rams team, 2018.
Mm-hmm. 2018.
Yeah, because we watched it in LA. Mm-hmm. The 2018-2019 Rams, he wasn't making any like, oh my God, all world throws. He was executing the offense, making the right reads consistently. And I think the thing that he kind of got him overhyped was he was protecting the football much better that year than he has in the years afterwards.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to be a problem against Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Point being, I think Jared Goff firmly fits into that like good, not quite great category.
Mediocre?
No, good.
Better than mediocre.
Yes, better than mediocre.
1 over. Okay.
Good, not great.
Yeah.
If you go like elite, great, good, Jared Goff is good.
Okay. I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Although It's so easy to just bash him every time.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you want to bash him, but then it's like, well, he's really not that. There are a lot of quarterbacks that you would
are bad. Yeah.
There are a lot of Jared Goff is definitely how am I trying? I can't phrase this the right way. I can't speak right now. There are a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL that, like, if you would rather have Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Would you rather have Jared Goff or Derek Carr?
That's a good question.
Yeah. I think they're in the same tier.
I'd probably put them in the same tier, honestly. Yeah. Good, not great.
Yeah.
One really good year, young, and actually they're fucking mirror images of each other if you think about it. Had
one
a
good
Pro Bowl
year.
Had early in their career, we were like, oh my God, like this.
Except Jared Goff had a much better team around him.
True, but then what have either of them done? All right, we're not here to discuss Derek Carr versus Jared Goff. What do you mean got me? You're the one that's got to get out of here at 4:50.
Speaking about talking about the Raiders, last night's game, good game.
Great game.
I thought the Raiders were going to pull it off again, but
so you actually did you see the question I put in the rundown?
Yeah,
I questioned the run. All right,
yeah.
Look at the not even me because I know you're crazy. Talk to the viewers and tell me you didn't think that Patrick Mahomes was going to pull off that game-winning drive.
When did I say I disagreed with you? No, before
just
that.
Just now when you said the Raiders were going to win.
No, when the Raiders were up like 28-24 or something like that, like before Witten's even touchdown. Like before, like early in the fourth quarter.
Old motherfucker, bro. God damn it.
What? Yeah.
That old ass motherfucker.
Like early in the fourth quarter, I was like, damn, like the Raiders might do this again. Like the Chiefs might lose 2 games all season and they'll be both of them to the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who, as we've discussed, are same as their quarterback. Good, not great.
Yeah. But apparently they're good enough to hang with the best team in the NFL.
Let's talk about what we're here to talk about. Once Jason Witten's 94-year-old ass caught that touchdown, what, a minute 30 something, minute 50 something?
Yeah, a minute like 30, I think.
It was just under the 2-minute warning.
Uh-huh.
There was not how many people on this planet actually thought the Raiders were going to win that game? Like 3? Okay, people not on the Oakland Raiders sideline. I don't think you could find more than 4 people who thought.
I don't think I know another Raiders fan. So, like, let's put ourselves in.
We can think. I can name one.
Yeah, I would say let's put ourselves in John Sokolov's shoes.
Yeah,
he's just watching
like size 15 shoes.
He's watching that game on his couch. He's like, "Fuck yeah!" He's like, "Ah, shit, we're about to lose." Like,
well, the thing about John is he probably fully expected a loss there.
Yeah.
That was one of the really funny things. Like doing sports final with John. What, our sophomore year?
I didn't.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, you didn't do it, but like I'm saying, like when I was doing it, our sophomore year, we'd be in the studio, like writing our scripts up on Sundays, and we'd have like Red Zone on like the big screen in Park, and like what was the big room, like 156 or whatever?
Oh,
not the green room, like the big room with all the whatever the one in the basement is with like OD workspaces. I don't know. You'd be watching Red Zone, and the Raiders would be on, and him and I are like similar fans in the sense that it's like we fully expect the absolute worst for our teams because as Giants and Raiders fans, we've come to expect the absolute worst. That's just so fucking easy from Patrick Mahomes, man. Like I don't even know how.
Literally effortless.
Like how do you make being an NFL quarterback look so easy? Like he's just out there, and he's like I forget what exactly Andy Reid's quote was. He's like, "Yeah, I've got Pat Mahomes in 90 seconds. Like, what do you think was going to happen?"
Yeah, literally. Like, Travis Kelce was like wide open for 2 of those catches.
The game-winning touchdown, Travis Kelce was so wide open.
Yeah.
That was a great point my dad brought up. Actually, I was talking to him this morning. It was like it wasn't a special. Mahomes didn't make any like special throws there.
No.
We've seen Patrick Mahomes make some really special throws. They were just easy. Like he's out there, he's like, okay, I'm gonna throw this one 23 yards to this guy on a dime, gonna roll out, bait safety, and then throw it back the other way. Like he just makes it look so impossibly easy.
I think it was David Arnett that was in the end zone. He was like, bro, why is this guy wide open? Like there's no one around him. Like,
well, that was a great play, the game winner. He took advantage of Jonathan Abrams' aggressiveness.
Yeah.
Abrams have been bailing out of his zone. I saw a whole thread on Twitter. I can send it to you after this. So basically Mahomes and the Chiefs offense knew that Abrams had been like too aggressive and coming out when Mahomes rolled out of the pocket. So Mahomes rolled out of the pocket, baited Abrams out of his deep half zone. Crazy idea, but maybe you shouldn't leave Travis Kelce wide open in the end zone there.
Yeah, I agree.
And like that game winner throw was easy, obviously, but like the whole drive, Mahomes, like could have been
again
like
as soon as he got the
with
ball.
with his offhand. It was
as soon
absurd.
as he got the ball,
it was absurd.
That was it for our second tier. I think we ranked these pretty well.
I think we did too.
Except for one of these. We'll start with Patriots, Texans.
You can take this one.
Oh, Jesus. Well,
welcome to the club, man. I know I say it every week, but like, welcome to purgatory, honestly.
This is purgatory. We're not the worst team in the league, but we are not good.
It's an inconsistent effort. Like watching the Pats, just like how up and down the Pats are this season, especially compared to, I don't know, the last 20 years where the Pats have been nothing but consistent. Just warms my heart, man. It really warms my heart. It's awesome.
Yeah,
like,
it's awesome.
Welcome to the fucking club.
It's just eventually it was going to catch up to you. There's just zero pressure up front. A really good secondary, but Deshaun Watson just picked us apart.
As Deshaun Watson is wont to do.
Burke's probably done for this. He is done for the season. He tore his ACL.
Do I have to change my team name now?
Yeah, probably. That's a bad omen right there.
I'll have to figure that out. My fantasy football team name is Pop and Percocets, for those of you who are wondering.
Fantastic.
I haven't even had him on my team the last 2 years. It's just too funny.
I don't need to talk about this anymore. Yeah. I was just sitting on the couch and I was like, bro, like we just lost a 2-win team.
Yep.
I wanted to talk so much shit yesterday because of the next game, Cleveland and Philly. I couldn't. We lost.
Nothing to say. Yeah.
I will say the Texans
talk shit as a Giants fan right now because like there's nothing. It's like the same way I can talk shit as a Knicks fan. Like there's nothing you can say to me that's like any worse for me than just the fact that I am a Knicks fan, that I am. I will
say I would think the Texans are a better team than the Eagles, but
I don't know.
It's close.
I don't know. As the resident NFC East watcher here, the Eagles are a joke of a team.
No, I'm saying the Texans are a better team than the Eagles.
Oh, I thought I must have missed it. Yeah.
So I mean, let's talk about that game. I don't think we have to talk about it for too long. Ends up being 22-17 in favor of Cleveland. Let's see. First point, Jesus Christ, these teams are bad. Second point, Jesus Christ, these teams are bad. Third point, Carson Wentz is garbage.
Dude, what? Like, I do not, for the life of me, understand what Carson Wentz has done, or like what dirt he has on the Eagles front office.
He's done
either one. Like, what is
having a big contract?
How on earth does he have his starting job?
It's called having a big contract and no one to back you up. Because they have fucking Jalen Hurts. That's
Jalen Hurts. You might as well give Jalen Hurts a shot. Like, what has Carson Wentz ever done since that one, like 2/3 of a season where he was good? 4 years ago now. Yeah. 4 years ago that season was.
That's crazy.
He didn't win you the Super. Like, if he had won the Super Bowl for the Eagles, I would understand giving him some leash here. He's been nothing but bad or injured or both. And you decided to give him that contract.
Man.
It's a disaster.
We continue to not know if Cleveland is just like treading water or if they're a bad team now. Because
I'm inclined to believe Cleveland is treading water at this point.
Okay, yeah.
It's been 3 straight weeks where we said, all right, we're going to figure out like if Cleveland's good or not.
My point was, we don't know if they're treading water or if they're just a bad team because the weather has been so shitty for them every game.
You can't continue to make that excuse, though. You're an NFL team. Like,
yes, but
you're an NFL team that's built around like running the ball. Yeah. If anything, rainy, sloppy conditions should benefit you.
Yeah.
I think the Browns are mediocre still.
Yeah, I think they're going to get smoked in the first game if they make the playoffs. Like,
I think they will make the playoffs, honestly, too.
That's pretty crazy.
Which is crazy. I'll take the lead on this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints, led by none other than my fantasy tight end this week, Taysom Hill. Oh, that's just fantasy nirvana for me this week, man. Like, I had read earlier in the week, I'm just gassing myself up here. I had read earlier in the week about the whole like Taysom Hill eligibility fiasco. I think I was literally like just woken up and was like scrolling through Twitter and I saw that they named him the starter, scooped him up off the wire, plugged him in at my tight end spot. 2 minutes after I got him, I got a text from you.
No, not even 2 minutes, because I went in to check and I tried to pick him up at 10:07. I clicked on him and it didn't let me. And then I went into recent activities and at 10:07 you had gotten him. The worst part for me, I'm in another league. I had got him in another league on like Wednesday, and he got announced starter like I think like midday Thursday.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it. Like
because he was a free agent. He wasn't even it wasn't even waivers.
I was like, fuck it. Like, yeah, they're not going to start him. It's not going to matter. It didn't matter. I mean, I ended up winning, and there's no shot he's tight end eligible after this week.
Probably not.
There's no
just for the 1 week where he was, and I got to play a starting quarterback in my tight end spot. That was a lot of fun.
It was kind of egregious.
I also not desperately, but I really needed the win this week too.
Yeah, you did. Our league has just been
our league cutthroat, man. It's like you got to win.
And hey. Ding dong, the witch is dead in our keeper league. No, in our dynasty league.
Yeah.
Mr. Ben Carlton was undefeated until this week.
I mean, once it got down to you having like 6 guys left, and
I had 5 guys. Yeah, I had 5 guys to by 20.
Well, I was more talking about specifically when it's like down to like the end of those like the 4 o'clock games, and you were down like 2.7 and had like 5 guys playing. Yeah. I was like, okay, if I dodged like 5 bullets here, I am a god. But clearly,
But you're not a god.
No. Good thing is I'm still 9-1. So what's your record? What's your record in that league?
I think I'm like 5-5 or something like that. Hey man,
every dog has their day.
Yeah, whatever matters. You know.
That game was a lot of fun though. Taysom Hill. Wasn't the most convincing quarterback performance I've ever seen, but
it worked. It worked against a really bad defense.
It's the only game where the Saints haven't given up, or the Falcons haven't given up a passing touchdown.
Okay, they also got sacked like 8 times when they were on offense.
I'm not saying they played well. Yeah, I'm just saying it was the only game where they didn't give up a passing touchdown.
Next game, Miami at Denver. Ugly Tua game.
Ugly Tua game, still should not have benched him.
Well, they're going to start him next week.
That's why you shouldn't have benched him. Why you don't bench him? And
he took a big hit. He took a big hit at the end. I thought that might have contributed to it, but I don't think so.
Said post game that wasn't even part of it.
Yeah,
if you're gonna, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. If you're gonna start Tua in place of Fitzpatrick, who is
play through his mistakes,
objectively playing better than Tua, you got to let Tua play through the mistakes. Like it's part of having a rookie quarterback. We've been so spoiled by like the high level play of some of these rookie quarterbacks coming to the NFL lately. We forget that it's really hard to make the jump from college to the NFL. Most guys don't come into the league and are like bona fide day one NFL starters. Peyton Manning set the NFL rookie record for interceptions his first year in the league. Like you got to let these guys play through mistakes. You're not like, I think if you're the Dolphins, you're playing with house money at 6-4 now. Like you are thrilled that you're over 500 and competing for a playoff spot.
A year after they're going to win like 3 games, like
a year after they were picking fifth overall.
5th.
Like you're playing with house money. Let Tua play through his mistakes. Come on.
I agree.
Pittsburgh at Jacksonville. That game went.
We wrote, oh boy, LMFAO, and that's exactly what we'll say. 27-3. Yeah. Shout out Chase Claypool. 10 touchdowns in 10 games. Pretty
crazy.
I can't wait for him to catch like maybe 2 touchdowns next season. That's going to be the classic just regression. Tier 4.
Someone's going to draft him second round. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Tier 4, whatever. The Lions and the Panthers playing without Teddy Two Gloves. Shout out PJ Walker going 24 of 34, 258 yards, a touchdown, 2 really bad interceptions, both in the end zone.
What do you expect out of the former XFL quarterback? Like,
but he got the win. I wonder if there's a team that's going to pay him money next year to try to start. Like Kyle Allen,
someone in like a quarterback battle takes him on. Someone who just needs like bring in a guy to start some competition. Sure, I mean, no one's gonna pay him like big time. Obviously, he'll give him a backup contract, and if he turns into a starter, he's a starter.
Yeah, Detroit.
Well, apparently, Curtis Samuel is like a guy now.
Yeah, hey, he's been good for a while. He's been there for a very long time.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's been kind of like a gadget guy, but
Carolina's offense, like skill position wise, is fantastic. Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, and Christian McCaffrey.
And Mike Davis is no slouch.
Mike Davis, yeah.
Mike Davis is a starting running back in this league.
Yeah, he's good. Detroit had a chance to move to 5-5 and like, make people's lives uncomfortable. They probably weren't going to make the playoffs, but they suck. They got shut out 20-0 by the Panthers without their fucking starting quarterback. Yep. So they're 4-6. And Matt Patricia is still a bad head coach. Next game. Fuck this out, man. Fuck this field.
Fuck the Bengals. Not even this field, bro. Fuck the Bengals.
R.I.P. Joey Beans. Towards ACL, MCL.
More structural damage that they're trying to figure out. Like that's when not do you good. Ever see that? Like, all right, so like timeline wise, obviously blew his knee out. Like just watching the game, obviously he blows his knee out. Just like I was talking with SFS medical expert Dr. Stratton Travanos.
Dr. D, yep.
And he was explaining to me like that thing. He was showing me like one of the things they do to like do like a diagnostic test to tell if your ACL is torn.
Was your ACL torn?
My ACL is fine, but he was showing me like what they were doing. When they were doing it on the field. He was like, "Oh, that's how you tell if the ACL is torn." He was like, "Guess what? It's torn." And then towards MCL,
I didn't need to be talking to a doctor to know that.
No, like, it's just so.
I've seen enough like torn ACL compilations. Like I know
we know ACL. You fucking sicko.
I'm not a sicko, dude. It's just
you are.
Rest in peace, man.
This kid watches more like injury compilations.
No, I don't. I don't just watch them. I have watched them. I have watched them.
You do watch them. I'm talking about not the past. I'm talking about like the present participle right now, bro. Come on, you do watch them.
I saw this hilarious meme. It was like when
oh boy, where's this going?
No. It's when Beans was coming off. When Joey Beans was coming off. Who was his replacement?
I don't even know.
Oh my god, what was his name? I forgot his name. Anyway, when he was coming on, is like it was like Joe Burrow like grabbing him on the shoulder and just being like, "You're fucked. Like you're gonna die." Like Jesus Christ. Best thing for the Bengals at this point is just lose as many games as possible, get a high draft pick. Like that was always the best case.
Get an offensive lineman, please.
Yes. Throw the bag at like Andrew, like Whitworth, whatever you have to do. Like
I was more talking about like drafting an offensive lineman.
I know.
As opposed to a 37-year-old. Yeah.
But couple things we just have to talk about in this game. Chargers, Jets, 34-28. Ended up being pretty close.
Yeah, I definitely more of a get like, final score a little bit closer than the game really was.
Herbert had himself a nice game, but
that's a win. That's a win-win for everybody. Jets lose another game. They're going to get Trevor Lawrence. I mean, look at this Jets schedule. Who do the Jets beat the rest of the season? They've had their bye already. Miami, Vegas, Seattle, LA, Cleveland, New England.
New England's the most winnable game, which is ridiculous. And it's week 17.
Maybe Cleveland, because let's keep in mind, they are the Browns and they will put themselves in a bad position.
They will
somehow.
Browns it up. They'll
fuck it up somehow.
I'd say if there's a more winnable game, it's probably the Patriots.
The Pats are the only game I look at and I'm like, maybe you win that game.
I'm genuinely afraid we're going to lose that game. It's week 17. Like, I would cry. Actually, that'd be hilarious for the Jets to miss out on the number 1 overall pick because they I'd take it, honestly.
I don't think I think they've got number 1 all but locked up. Since he's got 2 wins.
No, Jacksonville's got 1 win, and then it goes by strength of schedule, and Jacksonville has them beat there.
Who does Jacksonville play the rest of the season? I'm not going to look it up. We'll find it out.
All I know is that
I'm saying I don't mean like literally locked up. Yeah. I mean like I think the Jets.
They should. Yeah, they should.
Yeah. Keenan Allen. Very possible the Jets go 0-16.
Keenan Allen finishing with 16 catches, 145 yards, and a touchdown. Well, damn, I know Jack Hamilton's happy about that.
Thrilled.
Then the last game, Dallas at Minnesota. Dallas taking that one 31-28. Battle of 2 good running backs and 2 bad teams. First of all, you see that catch by Adam Thielen? His touchdown catch?
Did you see the catch by CeeDee Lamb in the same game?
Yeah, ridiculous.
Absurd. Same game and like mirror image catches, which was kind of cool.
I'm going to be honest with you. This was on Red Zone. I watched like the first 3 quarters of it on Red Zone. And then the 4th quarter, I don't think I saw a single thing from it.
I was literally going to bring that up. I was watching Red Zone. I was sitting there.
I just forgot.
I haven't seen like this Miami. I haven't seen this Minnesota Dallas score in a while. I like checked on my phone. I was like, oh shit, it's actually a close game.
I was watching with a couple of friends. One of my friends goes, oh shit, Dallas won. And I was like, what? Wait, that game's over? And I was like, holy shit, Dallas won. Yeah.
Real quick, look through our bets for this week. We both botched on Miami. That seemed like so cash. Apparently not. I drilled Tennessee. You drilled Green Bay.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. Green Bay.
No, I went 0 for 3 this week.
You went 0 for. Wow. Yikes.
This was a rough week. I went 6-7 in my picks. I was hitting at like a 71% clip going into this week. And I went 0 for 3 on my bets. I went 6 for 7 in my picks. If the Bucks win tonight, I'll go 7 for 7.
We both need the Bucks to win.
Yikes. Just big yikes.
Switching gears here, got like another 20-ish minutes or so before Matias goes and does whatever the hell he's doing later today.
My job.
Right, that. Like, we get paid for this. What do you mean?
We've made like 70 cents off of this podcast.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, shout out Anchor, baby.
Split it 2 ways, like 35 cents each. Love it.
Yeah. Wait, we're splitting it?
I thought I was taking all of it. I was just saying split it for the
fans.
NBA free agency, very much underway. What is more fun than the last, like, not last night so much, but like the 2 nights previous, waking up the next morning and seeing like 14 Twitter notifications about every deal that went down while you were sleeping.
Just seeing all the centers the Pistons picked up, you know?
So we're going to run down here. Not going to do a super deep dive. We'll save the real deep dive for when we get a little bit closer to the NBA season. We'll talk about kind of, ramifications of some of these moves. We're just going to go through kind of our immediate reactions. Top of the list, we've got
immediate reactions.
Top of the list, we got Fred VanVleet re-signing with the Toronto Raptors, 4 years, $85 million. I wanted him on the Knicks personally. Like, if the Knicks were going to make a splash in free agency, this is who I wanted them to go after. Mm-hmm. I'm a little bit surprised he only got $85 million. I thought he could have commanded a bigger deal.
I thought so too. But it's a huge get for the Raptors, which again, they don't have to, spend the max on him. I don't know what he qualified for or anything like that, but
yeah.
The Raptors were looking real interesting if VanVleet wasn't coming back. And Lowry's getting older. They lost Gasol. They lost Ibaka, which were integral pieces of when they won the championship. Not so much anymore. Although, I mean, Gasol was fine. But
Gasol is absolutely the type of guy who was like probably a little out of his depth, being like a legit starter at this point in his career.
Ibaka played great in the bubble.
Yeah.
It's still a fantastic team.
We'll talk about Ibaka too.
Yeah. I like it for both sides. I think it's a huge miss for the Knicks, for example.
Yep.
Teams that really needed point guards, stuff like that.
The thing is, I would have been perfectly happy like overpaying for VanVleet to give the Knicks the best starting point guard they've had literally since Raymond Felton.
Yeah.
I'm fine with overpaying for that.
You know what you would have had to do? If you brought back VanVleet, you had to bring back Ron Baker.
That would have been great. I would be totally fine. Clay Anthony early while we're at it too.
Oh my God!
Bring back the Blue Shock boys.
Get the Shocker boys back together. There's not much more to say on this, honestly.
Yeah, no, it's a smart move for Toronto. Not so smart.
Speaking of not so smart moves,
4 years, $120 million for Gordon Hayward. Wow.
I think people are struggling to hear you, Ben.
I said 4 years.
No. I think people are just not hearing you on the live.
Is there anyone in the live?
Yeah, there's 2 people in there. I think Ben is muted. Hey, I'm just telling you what the people are saying.
I don't even see a comment.
Oh, that's not good.
Who's commenting?
Griff SIC.
Oh, it's one of my campers. Nice.
Yeah, well, that's not. Anyways. Gordon Hayward, like just in his mid-30s, like, why? I mean, the Hornets tried to get him in 2017 when he ended up going to the Celtics.
Right.
Didn't happen. This time they finally got him. I don't understand this with the Hornets. Like, you want to try to not be good, develop your young guys. Hayward is probably not a number 1 option anymore.
My best guess in this whole mess, they must really think LaMelo is like a starting point guard today. Which they would know better than we would.
But still, they're not going to be good next year. Like, they're still like 1 or 2 lottery picks away from like having a legit.
They must be banking on a hell of a lot of like internal improvement there, because they've got some intriguing pieces in the organization already. Though they're all pieces though. Like, they must be banking on, I don't know, Devontae Graham continuing his play, Malik Monk keeping it going, Miles Bridges continuing to like improve.
Terry Rozier.
Scary Terry, the scariest.
No.
Who's a scarier Terry?
No, Terry McLaurin is a scarier.
You think Terry McLaurin's scary?
The scarier terrier.
That's a conversation we got to have next week. Who's the scarier?
We'll throw out a poll. Honestly, that's a good question. This made no sense. Like, again, like letting your young guys develop, like keeping a clean book. And the thing about this is that they had to waive Nick Batum, who's making like 27 mil this year, to make space for Hayward. So they're taking a bigger hit from that.
I guess you like sense, that. Man. And Hayward offers a lot more as a playmaker than Nick Batum does. But
Nick Batum's expiring after this year. A team like the Knicks, who have a lot of cap space, the Hornets throw draft picks. Knicks are like, yeah, we'll take them. Or even like a contender, it's like, hey, we need someone just at the end on an expiring. Like the Rockets. If the Rockets had space.
You're making perfect sense. Yeah. But it's like I keep trying to like contextualize it in terms of like what the Hornets are thinking, and I just can't.
I have no idea. There's got to be something we're missing here. But next one.
Bogdan. First of all, crazy that he just was like, nah, fuck the Bucks.
Well, it's pretty crazy that like free agency was great this year, but it wasn't like we've seen the past years where it's like 5 minutes after. I think it started at like 6, at like 6, no, at 12. At 12. It's not like at like 12:05, everyone was like, all right, here are 4 max
signing.
Yeah, here's 4 like max deals to other teams. No, because teams were probably
there aren't really any max guys out.
But I use max as just an example. Like I'm thinking like, because I mean, this is the league taking a stance on tampering. Like they said it last year. They were like, yo, we're not fucking around with this anymore. Like there's levels to this, right? Like Lakers can tamper, Clippers can tamper, Celtics can probably tamper. Bucks, fuck out of here.
Apparently the Bucks can't tamper, which they've got to be pissed.
They got to be pissed.
We saw the Lakers for 2. We saw the Lakers for 2 years just be like, "Yep," and we are going to sign Anthony Davis away from the New Orleans Pelicans. They were not hiding it.
He's on a roster, and AD is like,
like Magic Johnson went on a fucking talk show and was like, "We're gonna sign AD." And I'm like,
he got fined, but like still, like
he got fined. Oh, you fined Magic Johnson? Oh my god. Oh, like who cares?
Probably not struggling for money, Magic Johnson.
No. I like this Bogdan signing a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Hawks had themselves a fantastic little free agency. Like, I think Gallinari is their big signing, but this is like a bucket getter, like a big, like, is a small forward shooting guard that can score.
Carry the offense when Trey's out.
Yeah. I mean, this is a guy that can create his own shot, which is very important. I know we didn't bold Gallinari, but we're moving well here on our timing. Yeah.
We got one more thing to get to, brother.
I know. We got about 10, 15
minutes.
You
know how important that is to both of us.
I know. I know. Just looping in the Gallo signing. I thought this was fantastic. About 20 mil a year. A stretch 4 for them. Yeah, shake your head all you want. We had this conversation last week.
We do this every time where you're like, we got to stick to our time. And then I say, okay, I'm going to bold the guys we want to get to. And then you go, okay, I know we didn't bold them, but
I was just looping them in because we were talking about that.
I'd rather you talk about Gallo than talk about like Philly, Cleveland for 20 minutes, which you are known to do.
I am notorious for that. Sorry. I just want to give my fans the most information they can get.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I like Gallo as a stretch 4. They have a lot of, they have centers that can't shoot. Can't create their own offense.
Yeah, I want to talk about the Chris Dunn deal here.
I mean, laugh all you want. It's not a bad deal.
I wasn't even going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about the guys that we bolded. We were going to talk about.
Sounds good to me.
Like Serge Ibaka and Marc Gasol. Going Ibaka to the Clippers, Gasol to the Lakers. That matchup in the Western Conference Finals this year is going to be fun.
Well, we said that last year too, but who knows? Like,
I was saying this to Jack Hamilton last night. Like
another friend of the pod.
Another friend of the pod. Apparently my live is like not working right now, so I don't know if he's in here or not.
Okay.
If the Clippers can just be like slightly more competent than they were last year, they're in the conference finals.
They were one choke job away from, and I know that's a big,
big one choke job. Yeah. But like if the Clippers just like get out of their own damn way, they're in the conference finals.
Yeah.
It's that simple. If you got Kawhi Leonard, hot take, sound the alarm, like sound effects, the board going crazy. Kawhi Leonard could carry a team to the finals.
We saw it.
What happens if he's got a great team around him? Oh, maybe they're a finals contender. That's absurd.
Yeah. I mean, look at the lineup that the Clippers can close with. Like everyone can shoot. Everyone's good defensively. Yeah. Like they're stacked. I think the Ibaka signing was great. He was fantastic in the bubble. They got him on a 2-year, $19 million deal, like nothing crazy.
Yeah. I was surprised to see Harrell leave.
Apparently, he turned down more money. Apparently, he turned down more money to go to the title favorite. Just interesting. Yeah. But I mean, we'll talk about
like an apparently or like he did.
I think he did. And like Pat Bev like tweeted out like he was pissed.
Yeah.
He was pissed, but he was
also Pat Bev.
I think he was pissed because he was surprised. Like, I don't think the Clippers saw it coming, especially not going to the Lakers. But then after he was like, "Go get your money,"
It's a business. If anyone knows, it's Pat Bev. Like, how many teams has Pat Bev been on? 7, I think.
I don't know. A
lot. He's been around the league. Like it's a business. You gotta do what you gotta
do. Marc Gasol is the bigger name here, but him and Harrell, the Lakers signed both of them. I don't think we didn't get the money yet from Gasol when we were making the rundown. We didn't have it. Both of them on 2-year deals. I was really confused by the Harrell deal.
I've got to imagine that they didn't expect Gasol to be a player for them. I don't think they really expected Gasol to be interested. Well, because think about the timeline. Harrell signed first, and then everything I had heard up until like 2-3 days ago is that Gasol was really only considering staying with the Raptors.
Yeah. I think he was going to go play in Barcelona, I think.
Something changed, obviously, and now he's signed with the Lakers.
Those two together are fantastic. Gasol is
you worry they're a little redundant?
No, because Gasol can shoot. Gasol's a pretty decent like shooting 5.
But are you running them together then?
No. Oh God, no. God.
But that's what I'm saying then. So one of those guys is your third string center.
Well, okay. No, I mean, if you're playing AD at the 5.
I guess you're probably not playing AD at the 5 too much in the regular season.
Well, that's what I'm thinking is, the big thing they wanted to improve on. So they got another playmaker in Dennis Schroeder. Yeah, to replace Rondo de facto type thing. Then, don't have to talk about this, but they got Wes Matthews on a $3.6 million deal to replace Danny Green. You got him for the minimum. Good defender.
Wes Matthews is like arguably better than Danny Green.
Yeah.
3-point specialist who shoots 36% from the line.
Yeah, Jesus. The line. That's right. Yeah, it's 3-point.
Line. Yeah. The arc.
No,
he doesn't shoot 36% from the fucking free throw line. He's not Denny.
I don't know. Oh, fuck off. I mean, you have Harrell and Gasol. Like, you're not going to run them together, right? You needed to upgrade at the 5 because Dwight Howard went to Philly. That was hilarious too, by the way.
Yep.
And then you trade away JaVale to make the space for Gasol. So Harrell is not good defensively.
Yeah.
He can't shoot. He's just an energy 5
He's an energy big.
That doesn't make sense with the Lakers. They don't need help They don't need help offensively or defensively.
They don't need much help at all.
They need someone who can stretch the floor from the 5, right? Well, and Harrell was not that. Gasol is very good defensively and he can shoot.
Not that this is like a huge factor in, NBA decision making. You need a little like goon. You need some muscle on the team. And if, guys get chippy, you get in some like ugly games. Montrezl Harrell is a guy you'd much rather have like in the scrum wearing your jersey as opposed to in the scrum wearing the other team's jersey.
I will say
you need like a guy to make the hard foul, a guy to dive after loose balls. Like every championship team has like that guy.
Gasol's not going to be that guy, but low key, you don't want to fuck with Gasol.
You don't want to fuck with Gasol because he's 7 feet tall.
Yeah. And he's just like a 40-year-old Spaniard with a perfect beard. And he's like, literally fuck off. What are you going to do to me? Like, those are all the ones we had bolded. We still got time. We still have time.
Yeah, I want to talk. I said, let's get 10 minutes on Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah, and our hard out is 4:15. 3:55.
Quote from Matias Weilmann, done at 4:05.
Yeah, I meant that for NBA.
Oh. These are words.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know how to talk. So 5 more minutes.
You got 5 words.
1, Christian Wood,
2,
good.
3, 4.
Jeremy Grant.
That's 5. No. That's 6. Nah, that's 6. You're done. Live over. That was canceled.
Let's just we'll rip through a couple of these. Just
all right,
guys.
See Matias, zoom over.
Hilarious.
I said 5 words.
Yeah. No, I said 5 words actually.
I said 5 words.
Yeah, but I said it first. Guys that switch teams.
I said it first.
The Rockets signed Christian Wood to like a really cheap deal, and then Twitter was like, "Bro, why did you not get more money?" And then they were like, actually, we're renegotiating the terms. And then he came out that it was a 3-year, $41 million deal.
$15 a year for Christian Wood. The funniest thing to me about this deal is like, well, operating on my assumption that James Harden is gone, Christian Wood's a great guy to pair with James Harden.
Yeah.
Christian guy's a great guy to pair with James Harden. Maybe if they keep him, again, I don't see a world in which James Harden stays on the Rockets. And so like all the Rockets signings, all the Rockets move this offseason, I've got that James Harden is gone lens on them. So it's kind of tough for me to like properly evaluate this pick, honestly, until I know until anyone knows where James Harden is playing basketball this season.
I don't know if Christian Wood is enough to get James Harden to stay, but that's one of the best free agents. Like CBS had like Hayward ranked above him. Like, no, I think probably Christian Wood.
Well, I think Christian Wood is because Christian Wood was still kind of that like, you loved his per 36 numbers, but he still couldn't quite stay on the floor. And then he had a great end to the season before the shutdown, but it was like a 12 game, 15 game run. Like you can't bank a ton on that when it's still more of a potential guy. But if those per 36 and those like small sample size numbers bear out for Christian Wood over a full season, 15, 18 mil a year is a steal for him.
Yeah. Couple minutes, one line on each of these guys. Jeremy Grant to the Pistons, 3 years, $60 million, apparently turned down the same contract from the Nuggets.
He wants more involvement. That's simple as that. He wants to be a little bit more involved, wants to touch the ball more.
My sentence is, what the fuck are the Pistons doing? Like, this makes no sense. Like, you throwing cash at someone, like, I don't understand. Yeah, but it's the Pistons.
Be a Knicks fan, and I'll tell you all about not understanding.
Aaron Baines to the Raptors, 2 years, $14 million. So I think I think this is
great guy to replace Gasol with.
He's very underrated.
Marc Gasol light. I think that's fair.
Maybe, yeah. He can shoot. He shoots better than Gasol does.
Shoots, pretty solid defender, good passer. But he's Marc Gasol light. He does most of the things that Marc Gasol does at a slightly worse level.
And Aaron Baines fan club on Twitter is hilarious.
So good.
I saw his meme was like from a Suns fan. It's like, take good care of him. Like, next one, Tristan Thompson to the Celtics, 2 years, $19 million. I thought it was possible that the Celtics were going to get Christian Wood, or get Miles Turner, trading Hayward to the Pacers. That didn't happen either.
I like that Tristan. I felt bad for Tristan Thompson for a minute. Not because he was making $80 million a year and playing with LeBron James and like dating a Kardashian.
I was gonna say.
For that, he got elevated to like, third best player on a championship team. Yeah. And that's just not who he ever was.
He's like, bro, what am I supposed to do here?
He's like, I can rebound and like play mediocre defense. Like, what do you want me to do?
Thinking of Tristan Thompson and I think they're living out in Ohio or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's hilarious. Jay Crowder to the Suns, 3 years, $30 million. He had a fantastic season in the bubble, and he
didn't get more, honestly.
He fell off at the end, and I mean, let's be real, we know what Jay Crowder is going to be, but
I know Jay Crowder is, but I thought a contender would have, maybe a Dallas who could really use like a wing defender.
Wing defender, good 3-point shooter, like lights out catch and shoot last season.
I forget where it was, like some, like I saw it on Twitter. It was like one of those, like it was a Mavericks like fan sided page. Mm-hmm. They had Jay Crowder as like one of their top targets for free agency. You probably wouldn't have had to give him a ton of money, but I don't know, 12 to 15 a year for a reliable 3-and-D defender and a team like Dallas who really needs defensive help. Seems like it made a lot of sense to me, but I think the Suns doesn't always go down like that.
I'd imagine the Suns outbid them, honestly, because I love the move for the Suns.
Maybe he wanted the extra year. I don't know.
Yeah. And I know you're dying to talk about DJ Augustine of the Bucks for 3 year, $21 million, and Chris Dunn to the Hawks, good defensive young guard, to the Hawks, like I said, for 2 years, $10 million, but we're not going to do that. Last point, just going off of what the hell are the Pistons doing? They signed Robin Lopez, Mason Plumlee, Jahlil Okafor, and drafted 2 big men.
Who's the best big man out of those 3? Who are you starting at the 5 opening night?
Mason Plumlee, I guess. I saw this hilarious thing. It was like, if you're a playoff team and you want Mason Plumlee, like he's good enough to be your backup, but like you don't want to pay him that much money for him to like be not playable in the playoffs. The good news for Detroit is that they're not going to make the playoffs. So
they can do what they want.
Yeah. Let's get to the important stuff.
Jahlil Okafor cook just for the fuck of it.
Let Ja cook. let's get to the. We have a vendetta. We have a vendetta against Jaleel Okafor because of 2K.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's get to the important stuff. 10-year anniversary of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was yesterday. I listened to the album, still as good as the first time I heard it. Do you remember where you were the first time you heard it? Or at least songs from it?
Exactly, but it is like, I remember I have vivid memories of walking, let's see, sixth grade?
It's 10 years ago, so yeah.
2010. That's, 20 minus 10. Yeah, that's 10.
For sure, yeah.
Yep. 2000. Yeah, because it was the Yankees won the World Series October 2009. I remember being in like my middle school like lunchroom where our principal was a huge Yankee fan and had like a whole rally. So that must have come out. So maybe that was 7th grade then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 7th grade. This is the album that got me into rap. Like unequivocally the first. Like it wasn't the first ever rap album, first rap I'd ever heard, but it was like the first album where I listened to it all the way through and was like, I need to hear it again. Like it ended and I was like, Turbo, run that shit back. Like it's a fucking beautiful album.
I don't think
it might be my favorite Kanye album.
It is. No, it's not.
We could do a whole goddamn podcast about that.
Late registration. Favorite
and best are two different things.
Yeah. I think late registration is still my favorite. It's tough, man.
We're here to talk Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Okay.
We're talking Dark Twisted Fantasy.
If I remember
your favorite track off of
if I remember correctly, the first time I heard this album, I think it was the summer of 2011, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
I wasn't into rap before. My brother was not into rap, so I didn't have that. I just had Metallica and Anthrax and Megadeth. I remember being
no fun like Argentinian death metal.
Oh no, is
there Argentinian death metal?
It's called it's White Rat, Rata Blanca. That's like heavy rock from Argentina.
I'm gonna listen to a little bit of that later. I'm listening to that before my workout.
It's not bad, but that honestly will work. I was in Club Getaway. It was my day camp. Wow. It was my day camp. We were doing like a 3-day sleepaway.
I remember seeing like the commercials for Club Getaway. Oh my God.
And I remember just being in the bunk. I still remember my friend Josh was in the top bunk. I was standing up and he played Dark Fantasy. And we were just laughing because it was, can we get much higher? And we were like, hi. And we were just like 11 years old. Like
doing the same thing now, 10 years later. But
and I was just like, damn, like this is sick. And I remember like I didn't fully appreciate it until later, but that was an album where I was like, wow, rap is really cool.
I remember Power came out as a single beforehand, and I remember like playing Power on my what were like the weird like square iPods called? Do you remember?
It wasn't the shuffle. It was the Nan. It was
like
it was
literally like a square with like
I had
the screen was like half of it, and then the wheel in it was half of it.
I
remember playing that like on the subway going to 6th grade. That's probably what I'm thinking of 6th grade. Was going 6th grade listening to Power. And then MBDTF came out 7th grade.
Wow. On that, I had that iPod, the square one. I had 2 movies on there. Journey to the Center of the Earth with
classic.
Was it Frasier? What's his first name?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't remember the actor.
I'm so bad at coming up with actors' names.
And Josh Hutcherson. And then the other movie I had was Saw 4. I was like weirdly into the Saw movies when I was younger. Yeah, I was a fucking freak.
Okay, well, what's your favorite track off of Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy? Because we're clearly not staying on topic.
Devil in a New Dress.
Stone Cold.
That's it. I mean, like Runaway. Runaway is
such a cop-out answer.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, yesterday I tweeted out. I was like, "What's your favorite song off of it?" And then I was like, wait, I have to change it to what's your favorite non-Runaway song off?
But I'm not even going to call Runaway my favorite song solely because that's like, it's become so much more than the song. Like, it's sick. It's a sick fucking song. I love the whole album. Mm-hmm. But like, I can't call it my favorite song. I think for me, and I listened to each song like 3 times earlier today trying to like figure out what my favorite song is.
And you're like, what?
Gorgeous is my most played. Definitely my most played. Like,
dude, I hate getting caught with 30 Rocks and my cop looking like Alec Baldwin, you know? Like,
it's not good.
Yeah, it's very bad.
If there's one song I'm listening to off of Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, like any random point, it's probably Gorgeous.
Yeah, fair. Easy, just upbeat.
Kanye, Kid Cudi, like great lyrically, cool beat. Like
can't miss there. Yeah.
Lost in the World, though, holds a place in my heart. Lost in the World, then just like the duo of Lost in the World into Who Will Survive in America to like close out the album is so sick.
Well, especially if you like, you know, the original song. By Bon Iver. Like, if you don't like, it's like, it's fine. But like,
I remember because I didn't listen to Bon Iver literally until I got to college. I remember Josh playing Lost in the World.
Yeah, and I was like, what?
And I was like, wait, like, why does that sound so familiar? And then
I'm pretty sure he laughed at me, which is fair.
Put two and two together and like got my shit blown open. God, I literally don't know if I could name a single favorite track off the album.
I can't either. I love All of the Lights, but if I'm gonna go with the elite tracks,
Lights isn't my favorite. No.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel better because I was gonna say like great song, but if I'm gonna go on the elite,
cool, like musically.
Yeah. If I'm gonna go on like the elite songs on that album, like All of the Lights is not at the top for me.
Honorable mention to All of the Lights, just because I used to know how to play the trumpet bit in middle school, and
everyone did. Everyone did. It was so funny. Like, and like we're not even talking about Monster. Like, So Appalled. Like,
So Appalled's good.
Yeah, like I fucking love that's I think I got put onto Swizz Beats there. That's probably my put onto Pusha T too. Like
I literally
Hell of a Life,
can't.
Blame Game.
Hell of a Life is a slept on hype track for me.
Yeah. Well, because that's like Runaway is just like so magical. Like, I think it's time for us to have a toast. It's like doom, it just comes back and you're like, oh shit, I'm back in. Like you're just like you're drifting off and just like I'm gonna cry from Runaway right now.
The one thing about Devil in a New Dress that kind of again, like I can't shit on any song on this project. Like it's a little like
don't say it.
It seems like it's Kanye trying to be like I'm God, which obviously is like most of what Kanye does.
Oh, so you don't like Jesus? The song called I Am a God featuring
I don't love Jesus is arguably my least favorite project by Kanye.
Dude,
so
I was in a class one time
and again, least favorite Kanye project is like also let's get this out in the open. Kanye, I can't stand as a person.
Yeah, it's really a bummer.
Kanye the musician is what we're talking about here. And you can make a case that it's very difficult now to separate the two of them.
I would like
they are two different people.
I would borderline like consider committing war crimes for a good like last Kanye album.
We're not going to get it.
Yeah,
we're not going to get it.
And also, I would rather not commit war crimes.
No. But I would also commit war crimes for a good Kanye album.
Great. We're really going to up our viewers after this.
Yeah. Dude,
2 men arrested after alleging war crimes for new Kanye album.
No, we didn't say we committed. We said hypothetically, allegedly, maybe we would.
Yeah. Really?
I don't know if I could. I guess
Devil in a New Dress for me, man. Like
gun to my head, it's gorgeous.
Okay. What's your favorite like verse? Like your favorite feature verse?
Oh my god, how much time do we have?
Oh,
favorite feature.
It's gotta be
Devil in a New Dress.
Yeah. Okay. Like obviously. Like all black tux, N-word shoes, lavender. Like it's so perfect.
But like that's also the only real like. It's not the only real feature. But like Gorgeous is not really a Kid Cudi feature. Like Kid Cudi is half the song. Yeah.
Monster. Oh, Monster is. Well, you don't like Jay-Z? Goblins, ghouls.
No, I don't.
I love the memes. It's just like this is supposed to be like a very like intricate and like deep thought about like all the monsters in our world. And Jay-Z's like goblins, ghouls, zombie with no conscience. Like
Monster's good, but it's also kind of like it's so like box office-y. It's like, all right, let's throw fucking Jay-Z, Rick Ross, and Nicki Minaj on a track. Sure, like it's gonna be cool. It's gonna have some like fun verses. Like,
Ben, I hate to tell you, but like no one on live is hearing what you're saying. Apparently your mic is muted.
How many live viewers do we have? I don't even.
Ryan Nadeau is in here right now.
Oh,
and we're talking about My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which is funny that he's.
I don't know why I can't like see any of the, like I see like I'm looking at you on the live and like
I'm looking at you.
I can see like you're not delayed at all on the live, but I can't see anything since my friend Ariane joined the live like probably a half hour ago at this point.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Final thoughts on this album. Like this
is the album that got me into rap. Like this album is always gonna hold like a very, very special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The album that got me into rap. Like I listen to more rap now than I do any other genre.
Yeah. This is a goated album right here. Like this is a top 5 album easily for me all time. Like
yeah,
it might be. Again, I don't even know if it's my favorite Kanye album, which is so crazy.
We're going till 4:15. We've got 4 minutes. Talk to me. Favorite Kanye albums. Album.
Okay, so we've like we've gone over the fact that like your favorite album does not have to be like in your mind like
his best.
The best.
Again, what does like any artist's best album fucking mean? Nothing is my opinion. Like
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy in my eyes is Kanye's best album. Is it my favorite? No. My favorite is Late Registration because 2K13 to this day is probably my favorite video game. And in playing
2K13 is probably second behind MVP Baseball 05 for me.
Okay.
MVP Baseball 05 is the best.
I played it. I played it a little bit. I didn't own it, which was tough.
I think I filled up 3 full like GameCube memory cards of MVP Baseball 05. Like I had specific I had memory cards I used specifically for MVP Baseball, and then like a memory card I used for like all the other GameCube games I had. That's how heavy I played that game.
It's a bummer. I didn't.
Keep in mind these are like 4 gig memory cards on a GameCube, which is just hilarious.
For Late Registration, really no one can hear you. You're just going off in the group chat right now. For Late Registration, with We Major, like that on 2K13, like that is just like that was just perfection. I heard that song and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is amazing. Like that was when I started getting into rap, I think. When I heard that and I was like, holy shit.
I'm literally just like
looking Nas,
I'm just like looking through Kanye's discography right now. I'm just like,
it's ridiculous. Like I don't know. There's so many good and like underrated songs like Gold Digger, Touch the Sky. You don't have to say anything about those, but like Heard Him Say, Drive Slow.
Oh, dude, Sad Kanye.
Oh, just go ball in my mouth. Insinuates I'm balling. Like, like
Sad Kanye is like,
yeah. And then when his mom dies, like 3/4 of the way through the album, like Hey Mama, Celebration. Not even talking about Gone, Late, Diamonds from Sierra Leone. Oh man, dude, like,
you know what Kanye album has really grown on me the last like year or so?
What?
Life of Pablo.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Well, I did not like Life of Pablo when it came out.
Oh man,
I don't know. I've matured. I don't know what to tell you. I got bar mitzvah or something. Like,
hey, congrats, man.
The more and more I listen to it, the more I'm like, damn. Like this is the last like recognizable Kanye, I would say.
Yeah, because even Kids See Ghosts, like that. Well, that's not Kanye. That's Kanye and Kid Cudi.
Yeah,
which like you have to make a distinction.
Absolutely.
In the same way that Watch the Throne is not
Saint
Kanye.
Pablo. I've been bumping 30 hours real.
Oh man, when Ryan Nadeau and I don't have to say his last name for you, but for everyone else listening, when Ryan and I drove cross country after our semester in LA, we left from LA. We took a huge detour to go to other places.
Hung out with some Mormons.
Hilarious. And then we. I think 30 hours. At the 30-hour mark, we had set an alarm or something, and we listened to it, and we were like, "Yeah, this lived up to the hype." When Life of Pablo came out, I played every song for my mom, and I told her to rank or like to rate 1 out of 10 every single song, and then was the song is like, you want me to tell you about my life? Is that I Love Kanye? No.
Yeah.
No. That's not Low Lights. It's Feedback.
No, I love
no. Freestyle 4.
It's not Wolves.
Which one?
FML?
No. That's the one with The Weeknd.
It's
one of those. Everything else got like anywhere from like a 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say
to like
Gabby
a 6.
Doesn't seem like a heavy Life of Pablo fan to me.
It got from like a 2 to a 6, and then that song got like a 10, like resounding.
Nice, Gabby. If you're listening to this part of the show, hi, how's it going? Hope you're doing well.
All right, last thoughts. We got to wrap up.
Last thoughts.
Kanye, favorite artist of all time? It's a yes for me. Who is?
I can't say yes anymore. Nope, not Chance either. I don't know.
Oh, you're a free agent.
Yeah, I guess. I just can't get behind Kanye being just like a terrible human being.
And that's incredibly fair.
Yeah,
that's really
tough.
fair.
I can't get behind Chance putting out absolute fucking garbage since Acid
It's the best day. I love my wife. Oh,
God damn it, Chance. I hope he gets divorced.
I just hope he starts doing like non-life-threatening drugs again, so that he can be good again. Like, yeah, fair. I love the comments. I love the comments. It's just like, I hope Chance just does acid one more time so he can make good music,
or more than once if that's what's going to get him to make good music.
It's really funny because in the live right now, people are saying, Ben definitely loves Chance and Big Day was his favorite album. And you can't
people or Ryan?
Ryan. Yeah. And then Stratton was saying you want the Giants to do well. So
I'm so glad. How many people do we have in the live right now? I'm missing everything.
We have 16.
You're lying.
No, we have 2. It's Stratton and Ryan. That's it for Second Floor Sports on Monday. Ben, are we doing another episode this week? Or are we taking off for Thanksgiving?
Let's take off.
Well, yeah, we're taking off. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Thanks for listening to us on Spotify, Apple Pods, Google Pods, the fan favorite
Breaker.
Anchor. Shout out Anchor for getting the podcast together and helping us distribute it. We wouldn't be able to do it without you.
Shout out Big David.
Who's Big David?
The guy who showed us Anchor.
Oh, Big David. Right. Okay.
We learned something. That's the one thing we learned from that class.
Shout out to the teacher who 4 months into the class did not know my fucking name. We will talk to you guys next week. Have a good rest of your Thanksgiving week.